I thought initially it was going to be a children's book, and over the course of COVID, I picked it up and put it down, and picked it up and put it down, and it really wasn't going anywhere, and I realized in hindsight, because it was not meant to be a children's book. It was meant to be something very different. And after some trial and error, I produced an initial draft of the first 5 chapters. So it had already escalated far beyond the 26-page children's book. And I asked 2 friends of mine, a grade school teacher and a middle school assistant principal, if they would listen to it. The chapters were short, they were breezy, they were easy to listen to, and essentially they were the first 5 chapters of the book you read, minus the fleshing out. And they sat there. I'll never forget their faces. Their eyes were wide open, their mouths were agape, and nobody had the idea that I was capable of doing this, including myself. And at the end of it, they just looked at me and said, "This is really wonderful. We love this." And being the type of person I am, I wanted the but. I wanted input. I wanted suggestions. And immediately they offered the request for more dialogue and interaction with the characters themselves. They wanted the descriptions, the story to be more fully developed. I thought about dialogue and I thought about description, and I came back to them 2 days later and I said, "Would you listen to it now?" So I read them the first 5 chapters with lots of dialogue between Charcoal and his parents and the community at large. And they said, "You wrote all of that dialogue in 2 days?" And I said, "Yeah." They said, "Well, where did all that dialogue come from?" And I said, "Well, I just wrote down what they were saying." And that's when we all realized that this was not going to be a typical writing process.
Is there an elf in your life? Visit charcoaltheelf.com now.